Every one of the Titans on Go Fund Yourself
Yeah.
loved the pasta. They all finished it. They all asked for more. And when I found out that it was, 20 minutes earlier that you had it done and you had to wait to get on set, and obviously not the same circumstances, and it still tastes at some of my places better. Welcome to Entrepreneurs the Playbook. I'm David Meltzer, and I am super stoked because my boy Romont Thomas is here. He's the CEO of what I believe to be the next best place to get your pasta. That's right, CEO at Want Italy Pasta and Go. Romont, welcome to the Playbook.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Well, you were the star of Go Fund Yourself, my number one show on Cheddar. And it's very rarely that I meet an entrepreneur who's raising money, looking for strategic partners to invest as well. That blows me away. And what blew me away beyond being a great jockey of the horse, it's the horse itself sits in a very crowded space, but is so unique in its business model and delivery. And you proved it by actually bringing the pasta on set uh, in conditions that are not aligned with the true conditions of your store there at the World Trade Center. Let's talk about it. And I just start with a great testimonial. Every one of the Titans on Go Fund Yourself
Yeah.
loved the pasta. They all finished it. They all asked for more. And when I found out that it was, 20 minutes earlier that you had it done and you had to wait to get on set, and obviously not the same circumstances, and it still tastes at some of my places better. I will tell you this honestly. Your pasta tastes better than the pasta. And Roy Kataya, the CEO of Verb, who's also a Titan and executive producer of the show, we went to a two-star Michelin restaurant, 2 stars, and your pasta was better. 20 minutes, 20 minutes after. I'm not lying. All right. So let's get into it. How do you deliver such amazing pasta uh, at your One Italy Pasta and Go?
Well, the pasta is always fresh. So when I came to the show, I just brought fresh pasta with me. I put it in. We never freeze our pasta that we cook. So I brought fresh pasta with me. I put it in a sealed bag when I packed it away to bring it, and I also froze the sauce, our pappardelle bolognese sauce, our special sauce, and I froze it. So I just let it thaw out. So when I have my chef cook the sauce, it takes 5 hours to make the bolognese. So after it's made, it cools down on its own, or you have to fast chill it. So what I did was I just let it cool down, and then I froze it, and I brought it directly to you. So it's kind of a similar process to what it is that we do at the restaurant, except I just froze it instead of like blast chilling it or just setting it up to be refrigerated.
So not only do you use the best and you have experience at finding the best ingredients, the best chefs, you're constantly consulting with some of the best chefs in the world in order to facilitate new menu items and utilize what is at the highest level of quality pasta, but it's quick service. How long does it take if I order that dish? How long would that take me if I was at the World Trade Center restaurant? How long would it take for me to get it?
4 minutes or less.
4 minutes or less. And I promise you, there's no way it won't taste better than what I taste. And if you just match what I taste, but there's no way compared to flying shit and all the stuff you had to do to get it to me, that is not going to even taste better. But the business model as well. So you obviously can handle a lot more customers when you're delivering food within 4 minutes.
Mhm.
You're delivering food at the highest quality and taste. So it's healthy, tastes great, and it's fast.
Right.
Um, but it also in building out the restaurant, it has a lot of components, differentiators that allow people to utilize different spaces and different ideas because it doesn't take the same capabilities of most restaurants.
Yes, that's correct. So I only use electricity in order to cook, and I do not use gas. And that was on purpose because the cost of building a kitchen, as I'm sure you know, David, is very, very, very expensive. But it's because of the hood, having to vent your hood. Sometimes you have to go up floors. Getting the permitting for that, getting your gas lines put in. All of these things are what really cost the main the main amount of your cost. I want to say is in the kitchen. So once you extrapolate that out of your kitchen cost, then it's really just kind of like building a retail space that has a high output of electricity, because you don't need a hood to cook pasta because there's no gas.
And it's more flexible. You could use trucks, you could use smaller locations, you could use a window type of opportunity if necessary. There's so many ways as this business scales, either to franchise it, license it, but to utilize it has so much more flexibility than most restaurants. You can expand and contract the sizes of it. Now, you have great experience in understanding sourcing. Your previous experience was actually living in Italy. And what were you doing in Italy that has lended itself to the expertise that created this amazing business?
Well, before I started this business, while living in Italy, and I was living in Italy for 8 years, I literally just moved back about 3 weeks ago with my family. Um, I was sourcing brands, retail brands, retail food brands. So I actually was working with sports, food, wine, and fashion. I was exporting all of those brands. So sometimes, I would come across a good sports brand, a football team that would like to open a stadium, in the United States, or different food brands that wanted to have a bigger presence. So I just started to focus on food for the last few years. I opened up a space at the American Dream Mall in New Jersey, Secaucus, New Jersey, and I tested those brands at that space. So I had mini brands, 60, 70 different brands from truffle to pasta to sauce to olive oil, many different brands to test in this space to see if they would qualify to hit the American market. A lot of them did, a lot of them didn't, and that's where my experience comes from.
And it paid off, obviously, in this unbelievable, iconic type of Italian food that tastes great and is delivered quickly. Um, Now, one of the other growth aspects that I really like about your business is you haven't even tapped into the quick delivery, the pickup delivery. And for me, although you have an extremely great location at the World Trade Center, when this business scales, I believe the majority of the business, after tasting it, when it traveled all the way from New York to California, it was cooked and then had to wait 20 minutes for me to eat it and still was better than the two-star Michelin restaurant. No lie. And if you need to verify, email Rory at verb.com. He'll tell you the same thing. We're like, take this back. This is not, we just ate great pasta. This is not great pasta. But to that measure, you actually have so much opportunity looking forward. What are some of the things with quick pickup and delivery with DoorDash, Uber Eats, et cetera? I believe, and do you see the majority of the business could be run just strictly off the delivery?
100%. So I have special containers that I use that are wax lined, where they'll keep the food nice and warm or hot for about 40 minutes. So once the pasta is put into these containers, it's good to go to travel 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes to get to its destination. So you'll always have the pasta, fresh and warm. No one likes to eat cold pasta. So we've invested more money in the containers so that they're nice and set up so that the pasta will be delivered fresh and warm at the right temperature.
And trust me, it was. Now you're looking for strategic investment. Obviously, you're on Go Fund Yourself, and we have a great reach with Cheddar. But what type of strategic investment are you looking for? Who would be best suited to help with this? I'm very interested in being one of those investors, as you know, bringing in a lot of the friends that we met very quickly who are also very interested. But we have a lot of investors who watch the show and are always looking for, within this space, the best deals. What type of strategic investor are you looking for?
I'm looking for an investor that has hospitality and restaurant experience. I'm really looking to grow. As we spoke about on the show, this is such a franchisable model. It's the fact that we don't have gas lines, we can just use a circulation fan for a hood, or it's something where you can really build this so quick in so many. You can scale from 250 square feet to 1,000 square feet. You can have a space where you're just making pasta, and it's kind of like the Chipotle model where there are no servers, there's just seats and tables, and you just come get your pasta, you sit down, you eat, you leave. So it could be a bigger space, it could be a smaller space. So I'm looking for someone in the hospitality and retail restaurant space, or also the construction space, so and real estate space, because I'm looking for spaces that were used for something else that didn't work, that had foot traffic, where I can come in and within 45 days just remodel that space to fit what it is that I need. So it could be a retail space, it could have been a food space, but I'm looking to come in and remodel. So real estate, hospitality, or restaurant experience would be great.
Yeah, we have a few more now that I'm back. I've been ironically in Italy since last we spoke. And now that I'm back, I just realized we even have more people to introduce you to within the context of our relationship in franchising, licensing, and build outs, construction, and real estate. And those opportunities are exponential as well. Now, the name, I know we were talking about the name Want Italy Pasta and Go. We're considering changing the name. What names were you considering to change it to? Because you had some feedback on the show that maybe there's a better name or a better way to indicate how great this restaurant is.
You know what? I actually, it's funny. I didn't want to name the restaurant Want Italy Pasta and Go because it's just too long, but it kind of goes with the brand Want Ita that I had at the American Dream Mall. So I wanted to bring from one to the other and kind of have a bridge between the both of them so that they kind of connect. But at this point, this doesn't need to connect with it with anything now, because it seems to be working out very well. So I was thinking about Italy pasta to go. Um,
Okay, great name.
Italy pasta to go. So pasta with the number two and go. I actually already designed the label for it and everything.
It's amazing. Now, the variance in the size, the variance in the business model, the variance in whether it's licensed or franchise or corporately held, there's so many different options, opportunities, and touches of favor that mitigate risk for investors. And to be able to have a strategic part with your investment to help facilitate or to make easy whatever business model best suits the circumstances of the day. It's nice to know there's investments out there in this space that can accommodate the circumstances of the day. And whatever the real estate market does, whatever tariffs do, there's a variety of things that I look at when I'm looking as a strategic investor. And I will tell you, beyond it tasting better than my two-star Michelin restaurant, it also is top of my list as far as investments go because of the flexibility, adaptability, and the efficiencies of the business and the experience of the entrepreneur. When you're making an investment, you want to align it with your timing and risk tolerance. And I just have to tell you that Italy to go is absolutely one of those investments worth your time and consideration to learn more about. If you're in the hospitality business, construction, franchising, licensing, or if you're just a savvy investor, reach out, check it out. And if you're in New York City, swing by because one thing I guarantee that will sway your opinion is just have one taste of this amazing food and you'll be sold for life. We were buying from him and selling for him myself. Romont Thomas, he is an extraordinary entrepreneur, the CEO of currently Want Italy Pasta and Go or Italy Pasta to Go. We'll see who wins out. Nonetheless, please join him in this amazing journey. Where can people reach out to you, Ramont?
Well, they can reach out to me at Romont, Romont, at Want, WANT, Italy, ITALY.com, at any time. So email me. You can go to the site, wantitaly.com. There's also a button there where it says invest now. You can fill out some information, and I can get back to you. So there's kind of like a one pager questionnaire that's there, and fill it out, and then I'll reach back to you myself directly.
You may want to consider one other name coming from the experience that I had, even though it was under the more stressful circumstances of a TV show set. You may just consider need Italy pasta to go because just talking about it makes me need to go have it for lunch right now. I wish I was in New York City. I'd be swinging by, taking the subway down there to Wall Street and jumping off to get myself a 4 minute delight. Thank you so much, Romont. Incredible job. Check it out. Be a part of something that's going to be huge. Thank you, Romont. This has been an amazing playbook. This is David Meltzer with Entrepreneurs, the Playbook.